I was going to say, I am so excited to hear your experience, to hear all about everything. I got some questions for you, but just to hear from you, dude. I mean, your debut, you finally made the walk. You finally got in the ring, took your first fight. I mean, tell me all about it, bro.
Yeah.
Let's jump right in.
Yeah. So it is interesting. I've known you for 50, almost 20 years.
Long
And
time.
when we met, I know we talked about boxing and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
And I grew up following the sport in like the 90s and everything like that. And it wasn't until I moved out here in 2016 where we started going to title boxing. So then I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I can finally like be around people who also do this a little bit. You know, it's more of a fitness type of setup. But even when I lived in St. Paul, Minnesota, my friend just a block away, he got me into boxing. So like I'd go to his house, he'd have like a bag and stuff like that. But it was still like never legitimate training or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I made the decision last year that I was going to do Golden Gloves. So it was I was at the Golden Gloves tournament with some buddies and then some other people from the gym. I was like, dude, I'm just going to do it next year. Like I can't do it this year. I'm nowhere in the shape I should be in. I was weighing 230 at that point.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm finally at a gym where I can do that and be around people who have done it before and just train how I should be training. So throughout the year, like I tightened up on my diet some more. I ran a lot more, and
Yeah, you
I
did.
just didn't. I mean, I was a little more disciplined, I guess you could say, when it came to like whether it was like drinking or eating or working out and whatnot. So I just kept losing weight throughout the year and kept getting in better shape. And I said, all right, I had a couple goals where I wanted to be a certain weight by the end of the year because I wanted to fight at 176. And one of the coaches said, you should do 165. I'm like, okay, at that point, I'm like, sure, it's only 10 more pounds, right?
Sure.
And I felt like I wasn't at where I wanted to be to register at 165. So I was like, let's just do 176. I'm comfortable at that weight. I don't want to feel drained or anything like that. So just talking with quite a few people at the gym, whether it was like Yorman or some of the other people who are pro fighters or who have done Golden Gloves before, I was like, hey, I want to do like a trial weight cut just so I can kind of see what it's like to see how my body reacts. So I
Smart.
did that in December for a week, and that's where I was just tightening on your diet, water loading, if you need to water load, but just so my body experienced something before. I didn't want my first time to be at your first fight because you already have nerves and stuff going into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
your body's just naturally acting weird. So
Mhm.
everything was going good. January came around, and I'm like, all right, well, it should be time to register for Golden Gloves. And the lady who used to run Golden Gloves passed away. I think she did it for like 50 years or something. So
Sheesh.
the registration process is different this year. So
Uh-huh.
not a lot of people were familiar with how it worked. And, I asked people at the gym, they're like, oh, I haven't heard anything or I haven't heard this. And then some people would say, oh, you have to register through some app. I was like, well, I've never heard of this app. Everything seemed kind of like fishy and everything. I talked to other people who were going to compete and they were like, yeah, I think it's through some app, but I don't know. It seems like weird or something. I'm like, okay. And it just started getting closer to the deadline. The deadline was March 1st. So I'm like middle of February. I'm like, okay, well, I need to at least get registered with USA Boxing. Did that, got my physical, got my, all that stuff, got my book, and got registered in time. And I will say, like, the app, it's called the Conquer app. It's pretty convenient for either if you're a fan or if you are a fighter because it lists all fights. I would assume most of the fights that are in the area that you can either just hop on the card. You can like, hey, I want to sign up for this
No
card.
way.
And then they do the match in there. So you're
Wow.
kind of
What
able to see what fights are around and whatnot.
you
So
said
um,
conquering app? Is that what you said?
Conquer,
Conquer?
KO. Yeah,
Conquer.
yeah.
Yo, that's super helpful, huh?
Yeah, so it's pretty convenient. And I got all registered, and yeah, everything was just pretty much just going as normal. So training picked up a lot more, sparring picked up a lot more, uh, and it was I want to say it was like a couple weeks before the fight. The toughest part of training camp was like the week before my fight. was like, hey, like people at the gym, whether it was like Damien or Yorman or Chico or Isaiah, like all of
Shout out.
the beasts at that place are like, hey, we're gonna like really push it. Yeah, we're gonna push it this week. And I'm like, all right, sure. And it was a lot of sparring, just a lot of late nights and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What do you think
which shout
was
out to my wife
big shout
for
out?
just holding the house down, keeping our baby, alive, and dealing with me like away and everything. I know it's
Yeah.
like not easy. That is like a really hard part because you have your coaches, you have your family, you have your teammates and everything, but like it at the end of the day, it's just you really. So it's like, all right, I need to make sure that like people support me and like believe in me and everything. And like it easier said than done for like a couple months where we're just like trying to just figure everything out because I also lost my job in the process too.
Yeah, right.
Not because of training or anything. It was just
You said, yeah, you got your priorities in
it
order.
was just
Training
a downside.
first. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you were going through it a little bit as far as some life stuff, had to figure out kind of some balances. But then, like you said, first
Mm-hmm.
fight, nerves, you're leaning into your team and your coaches and your training partners. Was there like a single best thing that prepared you for this? Or was it like, there's a combination of all of it? Or was it like sparring made me ready for this? Or,
I think it was honestly just like the coaches and everything at the gym. That was the thing that really helped me prepare. But also physically, I'm just gonna probably say just tightening up on my diet and being disciplined with not drinking. Like I didn't drink for 3.5 months, so
yeah.
I stopped drinking in
Yeah.
December. So then, and because of that, that helps with your cardio, it helps with your weight
Oh,
management
yeah.
and discipline and everything like that. Because you want great cardio, like that's a
Right.
huge thing. So especially at the gym, like you should be doing your work outside of the gym so you can do your work at the gym.
Right. Right. Come on,
So
preach.
whether it's like yeah, like running, yeah,
Come
running miles
on.
or just doing anything like all that stuff, and then when you go to the gym, you're like, okay, I'm in shape to do that. That was one of my goals too. Was start of the year, I want to make sure I'm in good enough shape for when like training really kicks in.
Okay.
Um,
So you had the end in mind. You had a couple goals that you wanted to accomplish and you hit them. So dude, you mentioned it a couple times, but bro, talk to me, man, about your weight loss. I mean, you said you started at 230, you competed at 176. I mean, that fast math, that's like around 50, 60 pounds,
yeah,
55, 60 pounds. That's like another person, brother. Tell me how you feeling.
it
How
was.
did that go? Are
I
you going to
didn't
continue to
realize it.
work?
Yeah, so I let me think. I didn't realize it at the time, but yeah, it was like 55, 60 pounds or
That's
something like that I
wild.
lost. Yeah. And well, there was the boomerang video that my wife took after my fight, and she's like, "You've
I know.
also lost 60 pounds."
Yeah, I
And I was like,
watched it
"Wow, I
like.
actually look like
Mhm.
like in shape." You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had them
I mean,
abbies.
you're like the week of the part of it is just because like that was my weight cut. Yeah. So I ran the half marathon last year, so that was part of the reason why I lost weight because I was running so much.
Yeah.
And also like I had multiple months last year where I was like, all right, I'm not going to drink this month so I can train more or I'm going to lose more weight. It was all just about preparation for Golden Gloves and also just to be in better shape. Like you want to have good health, you want to be in good shape in your life and everything.
Right.
And when you have like a family and stuff, Um, but yeah, like the weight cut leading up to that, I was monitoring and like trying not to stress, but I check in with utilize my resources. I'd check in with people at the gym, say, hey, here's what my current weight is. When should I start doing this? I talk to like our head coach. I'm like, hey, I'm walking around at like 180. I wake up at 180. When should I start my cut? He's like, start at Wednesday because you weigh in on Thursday. Like you
Yeah.
can honestly start at Wednesday. I'm like, oh wow. Which I
Yeah.
didn't. I mean, like I started it earlier. And I was just like a lot of what I ate, at least I'd say most of February and majority of March, it was just protein, a lot of protein. And then if it was a carb, it was either rice or potato or sweet potato. I didn't really do any pasta. 10 days out from my first scheduled fight, I had pizza, homemade pizza. That was probably like my last like heavy meal or my one heavy meal throughout like that month.
Nice.
Otherwise, it was like ground turkey with green pepper and zucchini, and then I'd throw that with like rice, or I would do like chicken fajitas with rice or no rice. Or, dude, I grew up smashing rice-a-roni as a kid. So I still do that to this day. So I'll make rice-a-roni and then
To
I'll
this
throw
day.
in that's like your pizza. So like
Yeah.
rice-a-roni is your base. Like let me throw in like meat with these vegetables
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
this and then stir it all up. So I did a lot
Similar
of
to
that.
like
Um,
a
and then
pho,
the week
but
of
you're
the
adding
fight,
the week of the fight.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The week of the fight, yeah. Sorry, I think it was like glitching a little bit, but it
Oh,
it
that's all right.
it'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I had a lot of like eggs before they were really expensive, and then avocados.
Raise your own chickens.
Uh,
Good, good,
and
healthy
that would pretty
fats.
much just be like a bowl. It would be like ground up turkey
Mm.
with the egg, avocado. I didn't have any cheese, and then just water, tons of water, water or coffee, but like water, water, water.
Hmm.
Um,
So were you on any kind of
and I was
like
just going through like
you said high protein, low kind of
any kind
carbs,
of,
kind of
what do you
complex
mean?
carbs, but like you've probably heard about people who want to have an ideal weight, they eat X amount of grams of protein a day. Were you on any kind of like thing like that, or were you just mindful? Like I'm gonna go high protein, low carbs, good
just
food.
just mindful. I was trying to like listen to my body and see how my body would work. Um, I also don't think I'm smart enough to like follow those tracking apps,
Yeah, for sure. Well, no, I'm
where
not
it's
saying for sure to that, but yeah,
like
if you can do it on your own, yeah.
um like yeah. Um so I had my fast forward a little bit. So then I had my March started, and this year it was a little different, which was really nice. They released the entire tournament bracket, so I saw who I was fighting right away. So I knew I was fighting week 1. I knew that like 10 days out, or 2 weeks or 10 days out. Before, you don't know you're fighting until the Monday before. So it's like 4-day
Yeesh.
notice. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
great. Yeah. So I saw who I was fighting. I was like, oh, great. It's somebody from American Top Team. Like, their gym has a history with our gym. There's some, I mean, in that community, like, people just know each other, like, a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, great, there's a history there. They're one of the bigger gyms. We're a pretty big gym, too. So I would assume, like, it would be, like, a lot of energy in the crowd and stuff.
Yeah.
And I showed up. I know I called you because I was really pissed off.
Yeah.
I went to the garage food hall first, and I was like, all right, let me get my well, actually backtrack a couple days. So that's when I started like my cut on like Monday. I was just texting Yorman. I'm like, hey, what should I be waking up at? He's like, I want you going to sleep heavy, waking up, see what you wake up at. Started on Monday because I was texting him every day, and I was tracking my weight and like what I ate, what time I ate. So I guess I did do some tracking, but it was mainly just during my weight cut week.
Okay.
So I did same thing. I mean, a little bit of rice, a lot of protein, and then Greek yogurt was like my big snack. Like I cut out like chips and all that snack for like a while. So it was like Greek yogurt, and I just loaded it up with blueberries, raspberries, banana,
So good.
organic peanut butter from Costco. So it's like
Let's
real
go.
liquidy.
Yep.
And then just granola. Granola from Aldi. Everybody go to Aldi and get your granola. They have tons of awesome flavors, and it's
Shout out.
cheap
Sponsorship.
and it's awesome. Shout out to Aldi. Shout
Get
out to
that
Aldi.
sponsorship. Let's go.
So anyone send me anything. I should get a bag. I should just put a bag of Aldi granola right here
There you
on
go.
my
Yeah.
shelf.
Yeah.
And
You need
anyways,
that.
so yeah, like that's really what I ate. I ate that, a lot of water. And then the tough part too was like I was cooking for my family and for myself, and it was separate meals.
Oh yeah.
So it was either like Kelsey ate some of what I cooked, but also I was like, okay, well I gotta cook. I had to cook for her when I go to the gym, or like make something easy, or have something that you can like throw in the air fryer. Um, and then I had to make sure like my son had food too. So like the tough part was managing like our menu a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of what I ate, dude, that week it was vegetables. It would be like zucchini and ground beef, because zucchini is an easy vegetable to throw in like anything. You just slice it up.
Literally just had that
Um,
today.
yeah,
Literally just
it's
had it
so
today.
easy, dude. Like you
Yeah.
just slice it up, brown
Yeah.
your meat, throw it in there. Yeah, just
Yep.
saute everything. So then I wake up. The first week I wake up at 174. So I'm like, all right, I'm underweight, which is great. Like, I don't want to have to worry about sweating or anything like that. I could
Mm-hmm.
have like a little bit of water. I had like 2 almonds just because,
2 almonds.
just so I had something. And then I went to the garage food hall to order like a burrito bowl and an acai bowl for afterwards. And then I've been making these turkey vegetable avocado wraps with like the vegetable tortillas. So I packed some of those. I packed some things because I was scheduled to fight at like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like I don't train at that hour, so it's gonna feel weird, but I have to make sure I'm fueled up and ready. So I
So,
go. It's my first time like doing a weigh-in or anything like that, so the nerves were kind of like weird. But um, I go get my weight check. I saw somebody I know them from American Top Team, and I was like, "Hey, I'm fighting somebody at your gym. Is he here?" And he's like, "Oh, he hasn't been showing up to the gym or anything." I'm like, okay. Do you know if he's coming tonight?" And he's like, I don't really know." I'm like, "Okay, well, can you find out because like I would like to mentally know if I'm fighting tonight." And yeah, so fast forward a little bit. Our coaches, or I'm sitting down and I'm talking to said he owns a gym down here, Said's Boxing, and I said, "Hey, do you know like is there a cutoff time for weigh-ins because my guy just now showed up. Weigh-ins were at 5. He showed up at 6:45." And I'm like, "Is there a cutoff because I would like to know." He's like, they want to make sure fights don't get canceled. They should be able to weigh him in." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So so I'm just sitting there watching, and then I hear his name get called overhead, and I didn't see him go up there. I'm like, great. I saw him come down from the scale, like looking like kind of like disheveled and just like bummed out. I'm like, dude, don't give me that. You know what I mean? Like you already have a lot of emotions going through your head and
mm-hmm.
everything because first fight, I showed up, I weighed in, I've been training,
Right.
I've been missing time for my family and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
you put the work
And
in.
fast forward a little bit, there's the sheet of the fights that were canceled, and he didn't make weight. So I'm like, okay, great. So I didn't have to fight that week, which
Was it a
I'm
relief or
bummed.
were
But
you
like the
like
upside is,
bummed?
it was bummed, but a relief. Yeah. So I mean, I'd say it was a relief just because of like okay, I went through the first part of like the fight week, so I know what to expect next week because it is
Yeah.
a lot of what goes on. Like you show up, you check in, you make sure everything's all signed in, you weigh in, and then you hydrate, then you wait for the doctors to check you, and then you go through all this process, and then it's like the fight start, and then you are just sitting around waiting. So like the relief was that like okay, I've already done that now, so now I know what to expect next week.
Right.
So that part is kind of a little less to think. And I yeah, so I mean I ended up having to go. I got moved to next week. So I'm like, okay, I know who I'm fighting. I know what he looks like. Somebody sent me a social media, so I'm like, okay, at least I know what he looks like because that's part of the thing too.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about this person, but that's part of it, man. Like you shouldn't need to focus on like um what they're gonna do because at the end of the day, it's 6 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
it's 3 2-minute rounds. Like
Right.
if I find out a week before he's fighting, I was like, I'm not gonna know enough about him to like
Right.
adjust the game plan too much.
Right. Well, and we talked about this a little bit. Like 6 minutes of work, man. It's pretty much you versus you. Like you can have how much of a game plan can you have for obviously you need to have and you want to have a game plan, right? But it's going to go by so fast in 6 minutes. So it's not like you can really
Mhm.
study his style, and like prepare for a
Yeah,
12 round fight. You got 6 minutes of work
yeah.
to do you.
So it went like, how do I word this? So I went back to the gym the next week and started training. And I told one of my coaches, I said, "Hey, so I know what this guy's kind of like." They're like, "Who cares, man? Just do what you have to do." I'm like, "Okay, that's a good point." And then it got to a point where one of my teammates was like, "Hey, I've actually sparred him before. I think you'll be okay with this. You know, maybe try this game plan or something." And it does go quick. So like your game plan, there's a game plan, but not too much because it really is a scrap. Like you don't
Yeah.
have time to think and try to set things up.
Were you
I just
able
knew he
to
was
like
tall.
consciously like, okay, I'm going to do what my coaches said or do what my training partner said, or like was it just a straight up scrap?
In training, yeah. During the drills and everything, yeah, it does go pretty much like okay, just go out and if like let's say example, if you slip a punch or if you roll under, don't think about the combo you're going to throw after the roll. Just throw. Just roll, boom, boom. Just throw something because it's volume.
It's volume.
And my last training camp or my last training day, whatever, we did a drill with like just parrying the jab and throw a combo off of it. So I'm like, this is perfect. This is what I need to work on. So we did some drills there. I did more mitt work with the two coaches, and I was like, all right, I feel a lot better now. I feel a little more like violent. I was getting amped up, and I just rested. I was still monitoring my weight. I was a little heavier than I was the week before, so it was just more water and less carbs to flush more things out, pee a lot, and Wednesday night I sat in the sauna for a little bit just to get like one last sweat in, and I woke up at like 175 day of the fight, so I'm like,
nice.
cool. So I'm still good. And same routine. Like I went to the garage, I got my food, and then I went to weigh in. And this is where it gets a little dicey. I weighed in, and I started hydrating. I saw the gym's head coach, Coach Pat. Awesome dude. Awesome mustache too. And I go and I just start chug a Pedialyte. I'm drinking coconut water, eating my food, not eating too fast because you don't want to like get sick or anything. But definitely like start filling up. And my opponent's coach was sitting 2 rows in front of me. I didn't know he was that coach until my opponent walked in and sat next to him. I'm like, oh great. He's sitting like 2 rows up from me. And I'm just listening to my music, eating, ignoring him. And I'm assuming he knew what I looked like because he was like glancing over at me a couple times, trying to like engage in some type of mental head games. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, this is amateur boxing. This is junior open. I have 0 fights. You have 4. Like, we don't need to do all this. There's no cameras for a press conference. You know, you don't need this like bad blood. You don't need to be doing that.
No viral videos are going to take place.
Yeah, and like I'm not trying to like sound disrespectful towards them, but I was like, we don't need to do that, man. Like we're gonna fight in like 3 hours. Sure. It's fine. So then all the weigh-ins are done, and the doctor med checks are next. They had us line up by bout. So I was like, great, I'm gonna stand next to this guy who I'm fighting. But I knew somebody who was fighting after me, so I was talking to that person. I was talking to him, and my opponent was like probably like 2 to 3 feet away from me, just kind of like staring at me, kind of like rocking back and forth and everything. And I'm ignoring him. Like I know he's there, but I'm talking to the guy I knew, and we're just talking about whatever. We're talking about training, or we're talking about fights, or we're talking about whatever. And my opponent's on the phone with somebody, and he's talking like louder than like normal probably. And he's saying things like, no, I don't feel good right now. I'm nervous as hell. And I'm like, are you trying to get in my head again? Like, you know what I mean? And he was FaceTiming, and I know he FaceTimed, whoever he was FaceTiming, he pointed the phone at me. Because he like went over like this, and then he said something like, kind of skinny. And I'm like,
wow,
dude.
Just amateur head games.
Like, yeah. And anyways, we're still standing next to each other, and he's like trying to engage in eye contact or conversation. And part of me was going to turn to him and just be like, bro, what are you doing?
Want to do?
No.
Just give it a few hours.
Anyways.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah, fast forward. Kelsey shows up. My friends show up. All my gym is there. And I'm just sitting with my team because we had 2 other people fighting that night. So they both won. And I'm getting taped up. I'm changed. I'm getting taped up with my coach. And I've never had my hands taped
quick
before.
On that note, so you're getting taped up with your coach, right? Had you trained before with the tape and the gauze on, or was this the first time feeling it? How did that feel like? Also,
first time feeling it.
Okay,
it felt cool.
Yeah, it looked cool.
It felt cool. They were taping it, so my coach is fully fluent in Spanish. I mean, he speaks some English, but so he was talking to Yorman and like. They were saying some things and both like kind of like chuckling and laughing and like feeling like a part in my knuckles and stuff. They're like, ooh, these feel really good. I'm like, didn't feel like too different compared to wraps. It felt more secure.
Yeah.
Like it felt more tape. My knuckles were definitely more protected. So I everything felt good. And then you go and you get your gloves from the weigh-ins. They have gloves there that you wear. So you've never worn these gloves before.
Mm-hmm.
That's just part of what it is.
What's
So
the
I'm putting them
size?
on. I'm like,
12 ounce?
okay,
10
cool.
ounce?
Like I think they're 12.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm putting them on, and I'm like, all right, they feel fine, whatever. And I go and just do like a couple like warm ups here and there. But after I get my gloves, I'm walking down from the stage, and my opponent's looking at me, and I'm staring at him across the crowd, and I like nodded my head as in like, okay, it's time. Like
Go to.
I've seen you this whole night. I know you're trying to look at me, and I go warm up, loosen up, take and next thing you know, it's time. It's time to fight. I'm getting like a little massage, getting loose and all that stuff. My nerves were still fine,
Yeah.
and I'm going in the ring. They announce me. Uh, we walk to the center of the ring, and that's where our face off is. Our did not break eye contact with him. I was staring like
Was this your
directly into his
first
soul,
face off?
and I'm like, all right, like this is really happening.
Was this the first face
First
off?
what?
You haven't had a face off with him yet up until this point.
My first. So this like my first face off
with him.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So this is the first time you guys are standing in front of each other, looking, not breaking eye contact. Was there any part of you like, who's gonna break first? Like, I'm not looking away, or were you not even thinking about that?
I didn't think about that. Nah, I was just angry and like ready to go.
You were angry.
And then I get back to my corner. Yeah, just amped up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I didn't feel too nervous. Like I felt a little weird when I stepped into the ring, and like I'm just like looking down, kind of like back and forth before they announce us to the center of the ring. Like my chest was like, ooh, I'm like, oh man, this is really happening now.
Feeling feelings,
but not like a scared thing,
Yeah,
a lot of different feelings.
Okay, so you're about to go down. Did your coaches tell you anything
the round
right before you started?
And the whole time I was just thinking, okay, I know he's going to use his reach. He's got long arms. He's lanky. I can just try to counter off of his jab. That's what I was thinking. Instead of just like if I'm engaged, if I'm in range with him, I should have just started throwing right there. That was a big takeaway throughout the whole fight. It's like I should have just kept throwing. I was also concerned that I would get tired because I did not want that. I did not want to like have it be round 3 and I'm just like just barely holding on there, exhausted, because that does happen a lot in the fights.
Yeah. Did you
and
feel
I didn't
that?
want to. I just didn't want to display.
Did you feel that at all? Did you get tired at all? Were you concerned about being tired at all, or was your energy good?
I was concerned. Yeah, my energy was great. I was concerned about being tired, so like I didn't go all out in the first round. And I didn't. Let me just also say this: you don't hear anything in that ring.
Really? Were your coaches trying to talk to you? Was anyone trying to talk to you?
Yeah, I mean, you hear like it almost sounds like it's all in the distance, but you hear like the crowd like a little bit, but like in the distance. And occasionally you'll hear like that one like throw the jab. Like maybe you'll hear like a small throw the jab or something like that. I didn't hear my coaches too well, and that's not against them. I think it's just like your mind is in a mode it's never been in before.
Yeah, right.
So like I just didn't throw as much as I wanted to. And like when people say throw the jab, I didn't feel like I was in range. When looking back at the video, I've watched my fight probably like 5 times, 6 times. I was in range a lot of those moments. I didn't go. I was overthinking, and I was worried about getting tired. So then round 2, I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick this up a little bit more. And you hear your coach. Obviously, your coaches talk to you in between rounds. They're like, hey, you need to throw more. You need this. It's time to go. Time to pick it up. And they're like, throw this combo. It's working. Keep throwing that.
Let's go.
And I was like, okay, cool. So then I go out in round 2. I have a little bit of a better start, but I'm still like, I'm trying to box him and like pick shots instead of like throw 3-punch combos, throw 3-4-punch combos, throw flurries and move. Like I was trying to like do feints and whatnot, which I didn't want to like stand still because he had a reach on me. So like he could just throw a 1-2. But a good amount of the time I was like blocking his jab, catching his jab. I was catching it, but I didn't engage back. Like what Yorman and our coaches and teammates were saying. Like as soon as you parry that, throw like a 1-1-2, throw a 3-punch combo, throw something. I didn't feel like I was in range because I would like lean back and like catch it or swap it out of the way. So then I didn't really start to pick it up until halfway through the second round. But by that point, the fight's already halfway over. So
right.
there was a lot of times where I was throwing like a couple jabs and I'd throw a right hand and then he would like clinch and like he's very tall, so he would just clinch and like kind of like lay on top of me. He clinched a lot, and nothing against him. Like I said, the ref did say like, "Hey, break the clinch," and I did, but he like kept holding on to me. But there's an experience thing there too. Like I know in the clinch, like Yorman said, if he clinches you, drop down and just throw body shots.
Yeah.
I didn't drop down as much as I wanted to because I just couldn't think in there.
Yeah.
So so halfway through round 2, I picked it up a lot more, and then round 3, I just came out like blazing. Like as soon as the round started.
What were the coaches telling you in between rounds? What were your coaches saying?
They were saying more volume. They were saying like pop the jab more. Your jab is there. Throw the jab cross. It's working. You can see it's working. Like we see it's working. Keep throwing that. Those were like the main things. Like just more punches. And I don't think I threw a 4-punch combo the whole night. I threw a lot of jab cross, maybe jab hook. I threw a couple cross-hook crosses.
Did you throw your double
but
cross?
It was just they just kept saying volume.
Yeah.
I did, a couple times.
Did you?
And it worked.
Let's go.
Yeah. There's one part in the third round where I've watched it a lot, like I said, and like my jabs would snap his head back, and I felt that in there. Like I would throw it and I would hear the crowd go a little louder. I was like, I need to keep doing that. But I just didn't keep in mind that I had 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because when we train, we're training with 3 to 5 minute rounds.
Right.
So like I think just mentally, my body just kept thinking like, I have time.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't really have any time. You don't have any time to think. You need to go. Like, and that's something my coaches kept telling me, and I felt bad because I was like, I don't want them to think I wasn't listening to them or anything like that. But it was just a lot of like, just go, man. Like I would either like roll out and I'd get in a good position and I'd only throw like 1 punch, or I'd slip a jab and only throw 1 punch, or like if I had like a nice pull cross hook combo in the third round, like I just pulled back and came back with a 2-3, and it got him good. There was a lot of times in there though. They said, my coaches said right before the third round, they're like, he's tired, he's exhausted, you need to go right now, and he was.
Did you
His
feel
arms
that
are down,
too?
he was flat-footed.
Yeah,
he was tired. And that's what I mean. Like I should have just gone more. I should have pushed forward more.
Mm-hmm.
And so they none of his shots hurt or anything like that. I don't think I got hit in the body at all.
Did you touch his body at all?
There was a lot of like, I hit him with a good lead body hook in the third round.
Let's go. Let's go. I
He's
wore
just very
this in
skinny.
honor of you, dude.
So like,
Little Alvarez. So way to drop that body shot in there. I was
Thanks,
trying to
man.
summon my boxers today for you, dude, in honor of you. So I'm glad to hear that you landed a
Thanks.
body shot.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
I landed. Yeah, I mean, I it wasn't as clean. Everything in there is just it's so weird. But like my big takeaways were, trust your gas tank. Like I didn't trust my cardio. Not that I felt like I didn't have good shape, but if I would have fought rounds 1 and 2 the way I did round 3, I would have won.
Do you think there's value in training for, I got better each round? Do you think moving forward you'll train 2-minute rounds now, so you know how to compete more at a 2-minute pace?
Probably. Sprints. Like I ran a lot of sprints the month leading up to the fight. I did sprints 3 days a week.
So trust your
gas.
Like
my cardio would be good for like that. Like go quick and then like calm down. Up, down, you know?
Okay. What else? What else were some takeaways? Trust your gas tank, throw more.
Even if you feel like you're not in range, still throw, like move forward with your punches. Like if my jab wasn't going to land, like if I'm walking forward and throwing like a jab cross hook cross, something's going to go in there. Like something's going to land or something's going to throw them off balance.
Yeah.
Those are like the biggest takeaways. Just trust your gas tank, throw more. You're not going to, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I didn't get hurt at all. I think I got hit once in the face and it knocked my contact out in the second round.
Oh, really?
But I didn't get like hit in the nose or anything. Yeah, I didn't get hit in the nose or anything. Like one thing, dude, is like we train hard at our gym. And I've heard a quote from Volkanovski, and he said, like, I get more scared when I'm doing sparring rounds with people at my gym than I do in a fight, because like we go so hard at the gym that like at the fight it's like, I've been in worse situations or something like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So I got tuned up at the gym, not like knocked out or anything, but I'm also sparring. Like my training partners are people who are either pro fighters, people who are retired fighters, like who were in MMA or boxing or in bare knuckle boxing, or they're all like Golden Glove champions, or people who are like open, like they're very. All my training partners are
they've
much
been
more
there.
experienced than me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so it's like, so when I'm going against people at Golden Gloves, I'm like, well, this person, I don't know. I know he's at a smaller gym, but he probably doesn't have as good of partners as me. So like,
Yeah,
just trust your body for being in shape is like the big thing.
yeah, yeah. Because like you said, you were
And just throw.
maybe a little like gun shy to pull the trigger, but you had already been in those situations probably 100 times over.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and then as soon as like they did the announcements and stuff, or as soon as the fight was over, he came over to me and he was like breathing heavy. He's like, "Thank you, man. I love you. Thank you for the opportunity." And I was talking kind of like how I'm talking to you now, maybe a little bit of breathing because I just
Yeah,
did a workout. So like my gas tank was great, and like my teammates and stuff, they said like, "Hey, you're in much better shape than him. Push it. Like you have better cardio. Push it." So I
hmm,
did start pushing it, but I should have just pushed. I should have just gone right off the bat, man. Like not go all out in the first like 30 seconds of the first round, but like have enough engagement where you're like, oh, okay, like I have good enough shape to keep doing this.
yeah, yeah. Trust the
But I
work that
should
you
have
put
gone
in.
should have gone quick.
Yeah. So, did he do anything that surprised you, or did he do anything that worked, or um, did you feel
Oh, what
even that
happened? Can you
like?
hear me?
Yeah, I can
There
hear
we
you.
go. Sorry.
Can you
Sorry.
hear
So what
me?
did you ask?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
did he do anything that worked or that you took away from what he did, or did he do anything that surprised you? You know, the common question. Um, or was it more like your takeaways what you could have done differently?
His footwork was better than I thought. Um, that was an experience thing. So like I can send you my fight. I'll send you the videos.
Yeah, do it.
Um, he very rarely went forward on me, but otherwise, like I was throwing combos like going in. I didn't chase him. I did do good at cutting the ring off here and there, but like if I was going forward, because he's taller, like he was able to lean back and kind of like circle out enough. That was one thing that it was a little bit better than I thought. I didn't overlook him or anything. Like I knew roughly. Like I've seen his sparring videos before. I wasn't like overlooking him, but I figured if I just keep on the pressure, which I did, he would get tired, and he did. I know I had some bigger shots that hurt him here and there, but it was all everything was just too late. Like I just didn't engage early enough. So the takeaway was like I got better each round. I got more and more comfortable. So like my next time, I can kind of shake out the first, like feel a little uneasy or whatnot. Um, but they made the announcement, and it was 3-2. So it was a close fight, and I think like it really came down to a couple people said like they thought the judges were going to give it to me because I did improve each round. And also I didn't look tired. Judges are watching everything.
Oh
He
yeah,
had a few moments where like it's hard to hide your exhaustion.
right.
But he had good experience, so like he would clinch at the right time. Um, One thing too is like another one of my teammates said like he could see the inexperience because when we would clinch and the ref would say break, um, I would like hold the hand up and wait to break, and we would break, and then like I would take a couple steps back and just like reset instead of just going right back in. I
Yeah,
didn't do that until round 3. Like we had a break, split up, and then like I went immediately right back into it because
back in
he
his
was
face.
clinching me because he was probably a little tired. So it's like okay, cool. So then I'm gonna go right back in.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, they made the announcements, and like the first thing I said, uh, I gave my coaches a hug, and I just said like I'm sorry. I gave Yorman a hug when I got out of the ring. I said I'm sorry, man, and they were all just like shut up. Uh, Joey, my buddy Joey, was there. I just apologized to like everybody because I felt really down that like I let them down, or I felt bad about myself, and everything.
That's a wild thing, dude, because it's
Which is,
like,
I don't know if that's normal. It's probably normal, but everyone just said
well,
like, shut up, don't feel that way,
yeah,
you
it's
know?
probably normal. Like you,
Um,
obviously you train to
so
win and you want to do
yeah,
well.
and I still feel bad. Sorry, what's that?
I can imagine that being a normal thing. Like you want to do well, you want to prove your coaches right, and you want to make your teammates
Yeah,
proud and all the rest. But it's like, dude, from their perspective and everyone else's, my perspective, like you made the walk, dude. You did a hard thing. You got in there for your first time. You the whole journey up into that point. And so it's funny as like a fighter, you just see the almost the negative, but they not even seen it like that, they're like probably so proud of you for stepping up, and the fact that all that you
yeah.
learned from it too, all your takeaways, it's like, yeah, shut up for real, dude. Like it's not a loss at all. I think you said that in your post afterwards, like if um something about
I said, win or learn.
win or learn. Exactly, yeah, win or learn. So no loss at all, but that is an
Um,
interesting
what was it?
feeling.
Oh yeah, it was just like a roller coaster of emotions, dude.
Yeah.
I gave my coaches a hug, and then when I gave like a quick hug to Yorman, and like I did get like a little emotional, like your voice cracks a little bit, because I'm just like, God dang, dude, like I know I could have done better. I know what I didn't do, so like at least that's a huge takeaway.
Yeah.
Um, and a lot of people from our gym were there too. Like our squad was running pretty deep. So I'm
Let's
like,
go.
gosh, I know I could have done better.
Yeah. But
But
now you got,
everybody was cool. Everyone was cool with it.
yeah, you got all that experience for next time. So it's like next time you can start round one like you started round three, knowing what you know now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Um,
true. Um,
were you cool with your opponent at the
so
end too? Did you dab him up? Was it all love at the end?
yeah, we were cool.
Yeah.
We were cool. So when he came up and said like, "Thank you for the opportunity," and I was like, "Oh man, absolutely, I appreciate it." And I did say like, I said like, I know you were trying to like, eye me down and mean mug me at the weigh-ins. I was just trying to ignore you, dude. But like, it's all respect, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's
Like I
awesome.
knew, like, come on,
Yeah.
dude. Like I knew you were looking at me, like, and I
Yeah.
think he knew I could see him, like,
Yeah.
But um, I would love to respectfully like run it back with him in either Golden Gloves next year or um, some local fight around here.
Are
I
you
don't know
gonna
how that
go?
happens if I just message him and be like,
Yeah. Yeah. Message him. Yeah. Reach out on the Conquer app. Do you think you'll
um,
go to Golden Gloves and watch him in his next fight?
yeah, so he's in the championship fight.
Yeah.
So that was one thing too. Like, if I won that, I'd be in the championship fight with the person that I was talking to in the weigh-in line, like the guy I knew. So I would have fought him.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I'm gonna go because we have other people from our gym fighting that night. Um, we have people fighting pretty much every week now. There's like 4 weeks left. And we have a couple in the championship. And then what's great is like those later weeks, like the 10th and the 17th, that's when like it's the open class. Those are the experienced fighters. And we got a couple fighters there that are they're gonna throw. So it'll be a couple good nights coming up. And then I'll have to see. I'm gonna like check with my coaches. I messaged one of my coaches and just said like, hey, this week I'm just gonna like rest with my family, but then we'll get right back to work because I want to get right back in the gym. But I also want to spend time with my family and then just kind of like balance that schedule out.
Yeah, for
And then
sure.
see what they think about. There's a fight card in June. I'm just gonna check with my wife and my coaches and see kind of uh, what they think. It's an amateur fight card, so it's the same thing. I think it's 3 2-minute rounds. I have to double check. But,
And you have headgear on too, right?
but yeah, it's in the middle of June.
You have headgear as well?
Yeah, we have like that's one thing that I think people need to kind of they're not aware of the sport really, and I get that, but there's a couple people who just like not voice their concern, but they were just like worried, like, oh my gosh, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna get hurt, and everyone thinks you're gonna turn into like Rocky Balboa or something. And I have USA Boxing approved headgear. I have a good brand. Okay, so I have like good padded headgear.
Mm-hmm.
I you know what I mean? Like I have a protector on, like everything. Like
Right.
I'm not gonna. No,
Right.
I'm fine. Uh,
Well, and again, we're talking about
but I
6 minutes of work. We're talking about under 10 minutes and it's over. And like,
yeah
if you're ever in trouble,
yeah.
use your feet, move around.
Like
You should have
I
some level of
see
defense if you're
I
competing.
see everyone like we get it. You know what I mean? Like I see their point of view of like head trauma and stuff, but it's also like it's like I didn't play football and I don't have concussion experiences or anything like that.
Yeah,
I
right.
didn't take a lot of head trauma.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so no, I'm still calm, cool, collected
How would you describe his style? Like he's longer,
for
lankier.
the
Was he
most part.
like a outside boxer? Was he a puncher? Was he what would you call him? His style?
Awkward.
Awkward?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I think just because of his lankiness. Not very he's just tall. So like he's a little kind of like a little awkward to like get punches in on because he can keep you away with his jab. But it's one of those things like if you can parry that and either like pivot around or parry and get inside and throw some combos. And he's tall, so you're throwing upward.
yeah.
So it's a little different. But yeah, I mean he was just tall. His pressure was pretty good because he's fought before. He had 4 fights experience. Like he
Right.
kind of knew he knew kind of when to kind of put the volume on in front of the judges, when to not, when to conserve energy a little bit. But yeah, I mean he had experience, which helped him I think a
Yeah.
lot. So
Yeah. Well,
I would
now
like to fight him again. Like I'd like to fight.
yeah.
What's that?
Well, I was going to say you do too now. Now you have experience. Got the first one in the books.
Yeah. So I'll have to see with that card in June. We already have like 6 people from our gym who signed up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see. I'll see how I'm feeling midway through the month to see like if I feel better and stuff at the gym, and see what my coach is thinking, and then see what the old Kelsey thinks. But she's
Yeah.
supported me. She had a really good time at the tournament. She said I
Good.
could do it next year, so that's kind of cool. Um,
Thank you, Kelsey.
but
Thank you. Thank you.
Kelsey,
That's good.
yeah. And honestly, like even though like I'm older, I still don't feel like I feel like I can still train enough with a lot of the like train and drill with a
Yeah.
lot of these fighters
I
at the gym. Like I'm the people who have the experience, like they're better than me, but I can still hang enough. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I think the fact that you haven't fought since you were a kid or a teenager actually plays into your advantage. I mean, because you hear a lot of people talk about, when you're 35, whatever, 36, whatever, you're past your prime. And that might be true in part if you've been fighting all your life and you've been taking punches for the last 20 years. But because you haven't, you're fresh, dude. I truly believe, man, your best days, my best days are ahead of us. The fact that you haven't fought for
Yeah,
the last decade, you're coming in every fight fresh. And so I think that's a big advantage.
that is true. I've had that thought too. Just because I don't have like the wear and tear in my body as
Mm-hmm.
much as some of the other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm coming down in weight, so like I'm bigger and I'm a little stronger too. That's one thing I thought when I fought this guy this was his first time at that weight. I know we talked about it, and like this was his first time moving up, and I was coming down. So I'm like, well, naturally I'm bigger,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why a couple people were like, if he's moving up, this is his first time at this weight, he's gonna get tired, guarantee you.
Right. And he
Um,
did, it sounds like.
so yeah, I have a lot of takeaways. He did, yeah. I think my biggest takeaway is um just volume. Because it was a close fight, but like there was just a couple parts where I didn't go. Like I was just kind of like waiting on him to throw, which was so stupid to do. Um, but it was a split decision.
Yeah.
So or
Yeah.
3-2. I don't know what that. I don't know what. Yeah. So
Yeah. It's not like he got a knockout. It's
but
not like it was unanimous. Would you say you were trying to just pot shot and land everything you were throwing as opposed to just putting punches together? Or
I
no?
was, yeah.
Were you?
Yeah, I definitely was because there was a couple parts in In the first round, where I know I was just like waiting to throw, I was just trying to like pick a couple spots, and it's so different, man. Like everyone's hit a bag before, but like you hear that's the old saying, bags don't hit back. But also, a person doesn't move like a bag moves. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
Like you don't
Right.
know what step they're about to take. You don't know if they're gonna step in, step out,
Uh-huh.
throw. So it was different trying to move forward with my punches, which yeah, you do that in sparring and stuff. It's just different in an actual fight. So yeah, yeah, I think was able to take enough away where I could like learn from what to do, and then just yeah, I don't know. Other than just being able to throw more or just keep the pressure up,
So
I just know what to train on more.
if you were more the aggressor next time, if you just threw punches in bunches, trusted your cardio, do you think you probably could have walked away with I guess it doesn't matter now but next time, do you think that could be the difference between getting your hand raised? Just even those few simple things.
100%. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like, to me,
Um,
it's like you already know and you're already there. It's not like you have to learn a whole new skill set. It's like, all right, now I just got to go and apply and execute what I knew I should have done.
Yeah, it's especially because I've watched my fight a few times. It is like okay, I can see here like I should have thrown right here, and you get like so Kelsey's filming it, and then like I hear the crowd, everyone's screaming like Jason, throw more, throw this jab, throw the jab, throw go for it on your punches, and all those things like I wasn't doing in that at that time, and it wasn't until like the halfway through the second, and then all of round three where I was like, let's just freaking go,
Mm-hmm.
because I was already comfortable at that point, but you don't really have time to be comfortable.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a
or
good
you don't
point.
have time to get comfortable, if that makes sense, especially your first fight. So
Right.
like you just need to I think part of the reason is like if you just say screw it and just go straight to chaos and don't gas yourself out, you have more time to kind of like get comfortable, or you have more time being comfortable at that point. Because
Yeah.
like the first half of the first round, I'm just like trying to get there. I should have just gone right away. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm comfortable
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
boxing and punching.
Yeah. Get those initial
If that
nerves
makes
out.
sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I hope
Well,
that
like
makes
you said, it
sense.
goes back to 6 minutes of work. You got 2 minutes and you're trying to get comfortable and probably feel out like it's an 8 round fight or something, or 10 round fight, 12 round fight. But um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's so good, man. I just gotta tell you, dude, it was so inspiring to even see the journey. I mean, knowing our journey, we kind of started in a similar place, and I've said this before, but you were the first one to introduce me to like Mayweather. And so I liked training boxing back in the
Yeah.
day, but I didn't really know. I knew Roy Jones, I knew Mike Tyson, you know what I mean? But you were the guy who was like, you had the knowledge of boxing. And so it was just inspiring, man, to see you take the journey. I'm like, all right, he's ahead of me now. Now I got to make the walk for myself. But I wonder how it affected other people. I mean, I'm seeing their comments, you know what I mean? I'm seeing like just the fact that you made the walk, you stepped in there. I think the ripple effect of that to us, the watchers and your people, it's big, man. And so thank you for doing that for one, man, for having the balls, the cojones enough to do it. I'm sure you probably realize it wasn't as bad as you made it up to be in your mind. Or maybe it was. I don't know. But like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm scared to get punched. And then they get punched. They're like, that wasn't that bad. We build things up more than they need to be. After the fact, are you like, yeah, I'll do that again? That actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I wanted to go right. I wanted like another round, like right away. Like I felt the way it was going. I felt if it was to go one more round, I would have beat him,
Yeah.
or put him. I don't want to say put him away. I don't want to like speak like that right now, but I just felt like if there was another round, the way it was going, it was going in my favor. And then right away, like afterwards, I was hugging everybody and stuff, and I was like, "Coach, we'll just get right back to work next week. Like I just want to go right away. Um, not so much like get a fight right now, but it's like I want to get back to the gym and train on what I just learned, and then we
Yeah.
could just only get better.
While it's still
Um,
fresh.
and then yeah, like I'm already looking. I'm looking at Yeah, well, it's still fresh. And then I'm looking at the fight in June. And if not that one, then something else in the summer or the fall. I'd like to, at least, I for sure would like one fight before Golden Gloves next year. So if
Yeah.
I do another fight this year and then something next year in like February or whatever, um, then I'll be in a good position for gloves next year too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
um,
for sure.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, I just want to, I just want to kind of keep going. Like my biggest thing was because a lot of people ask me like why I'm doing or why I want to do it, and I've wanted to since like basically like since the '90s. Like when I watch them, like that's when I started liking the sport, and then like now that I'm out in Indiana, and I'm at the gyms. Like now I would that'd be so cool to fight, and like now I finally am here doing it. But also, it's just like a testament to myself where like it's a dream of mine to do it. It doesn't have to be everybody's dream, but it was my dream.
Yeah.
So like I pursued it. I put the discipline in. I put the hard work in. So
Hmm.
like if someone else has a dream to go do it, do something, you just it's easier said than done. I don't want to say like just go do it, but like honestly, just go do it.
Yeah.
Like
Go for it.
if you have a
Yeah.
dream of wanting to learn this or trying to do this or achieve such and such or go somewhere, like
Right.
okay, put the work in,
Hmm.
see what needs to be done, and go do it. And then like that's because I did feel really good after the fact. Like man, I just did that. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
but to
Well,
me, it didn't feel like a big thing. I think because I wanted to do it for so long, and then also like just the training and stuff. But it's a dream that like I wanted, and I achieved it. So
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
And that's why I say too, man, like people, we uh build up things more than they need to be built up. We got dreams in our hearts, we got goals, but we're like so many times we see the obstacles, or see the hardships, and it's like, man, if you just go do it, go pursue it, it will empower you. And so I'm just proud of you, man. I'm stoked. I'm inspired. So yeah, dude, I can't wait to
thanks, man.
see what's next, man, and keep the journey going, dude.
Thanks, bro. Yep, I've still been talking to like some people at the gym because they'll ask me like how I'm doing or whatnot, and some of my teammates. I'm like honestly, still like mentally just down on myself, but I shouldn't be. I should just be like, okay, I learned this.
Yeah.
Um, I know what to kind of work on and do next time, which is the big takeaway. So yeah, um, just back to the gym, like, and also just learning more about life, gym balance, like just with home and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
that was tough at first, trying to figure out like when should I, because I don't want to be away from my family, but also I need to be at the gym. So kind of just learning, that balance and stuff. And that's definitely Kelsey helped with that a lot. Um,
That's good.
and so like
Well,
some people I talked to, like I know I've mentioned this him a lot, but like I talked to Yorman months ago. I was like, hey, how do you like balance it out? He's like, well, just think of like the days where you're not at the gym, just be 100% with like your family or something, because like the next day, all right, I'm gonna be gone or something.
right.
Like if I know I'm going to the gym Wednesday, and Tuesday I'm staying home, then just lock in at home and
Yeah.
stuff like that makes that makes sense,
Yeah. That's good advice too.
and
Even
whatnot too.
thinking
So
on the other hand of it, like, hey, when you're at the gym, know you might not be here the next day because you'll be with your family. So lock in, be 100% at the gym. And when you're there, you're there. When you're home, you're home. But yeah, man, it's good to have a good support system too, man, between Kelsey and your coaches and teammates. So that's a good thing, man. Only up and up from here, man.
only up and up.
What's the goal for the next time? Are you looking for the finish next time? Are you just gonna come out the gate swinging? Are you going bananas? Or what's the
For the goal for the next what?
for the next fight? How do you envision it? Are you just gonna go berserk, or does it depend on your opponent, or are you gonna do what you wanted to do this fight? Does it even matter right now? I'm just curious of how you're already thinking about the next fight.
I think I had like I thought I sent it to you, but kind of like a visualization. Like I don't even know the word now, but I would just go over this
Like a list?
like a list, and I just like kept saying it to myself. Um, I think for this next fight, I'm gonna kind of go off of that again, where it's just like I want to bring the pressure, and then just be violent, dude. Like I know that's not like something like a nice thing to say sometimes, but there's not like a lot of like playing around in this sport. So that's something I think I did in like somewhat of this last fight, where like I just kind of like trying to pick my shots and stuff. I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this. Like, this is my first fight. I need to just go. So just stay on pressure, trust my gas tank, and I don't know. I mean, just not take the time with my combos and whatnot. I just want to go forward and yeah, I just want to hurt somebody. So like
I can
yeah,
hardly wait for it, man. Can hardly wait
because
for
I
it.
need like I want to win for like me and
Yeah.
for my coaches and my family and everything. So it's like I want to just go out and just, I know my coaches and like my teammates trust me, and like, they see how hard I work at the gym and they see what I could do. So it's like I want to make sure that I'm doing that in a fight. You know what I mean? Like I know I have heavy hands and whatnot for my size, but I just want to put them to use, I guess, if that makes
Let's
sense.
go. Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
So
And looking forward to it.
so
Next
that's
fight,
that's
best
what I
fight.
want to do for my next
Yeah.
fight. I just want to win in a dominant style. Uh, and if it goes to the judges, then I want it to be very obvious and unanimous. But um, I just want to, yeah, I just want to win.
Let's go.
So that's it, man. That's pretty much my recap of everything and how my training went. So it was a huge learning experience, and then I'm able to take a lot away from it. Whether like take away like some diet ideas, some nutrition ideas, some cardio fitness, and also just like you can believe in yourself a lot more. Like you put yourself in like a position where you're fighting somebody, dude. Like it's a
Yeah.
weird thing, but
Yeah. Well, like you said, man,
but
it's not play
it's cool.
fight. We're not out shooting hoops and playing ball. Like you're in a fight. So yeah, for sure, that's
Yeah,
a confidence builder. Yeah.
yeah.
And dude, there's so many, as you well know, parallels for life from boxing, man. I mean, we're all fighting a fight, and so I can't
Mhm.
say again, man, enough how proud I am of you, bro, and inspired as well. Really inspired
It's
is the right
true.
word.
It's
So,
true.
thank you again, man. Can't wait to see you back at work and hear about it. And I got my own catching up to do, so I'm one fight behind you now, man. But coming soon, man.
We should well next, I mean, either I come down there to Nashville or you come up here and we can get to the
Anytime.
gym together and do some training. So
Yeah,
uh yeah, you've
anytime.
always inspired me too. So
Love that, dude.
thanks, brother. Let's
Yeah,
let's keep in touch. I'll hit you up later.
yeah,
And I figured, I was like, hey, I gotta fill Terrence in on what happened, but let's record about this because, like I said, you were my first guest, and then you were my first guest since I had a kid. So I could. It's kind of an easy way to update everybody
yeah,
because everyone's gonna be like, how'd it go? How'd it go? I'm just gonna like record something and you can listen to it if you want. If
yeah.
not, I'll just give you like a chat GPT version of it.
No, that's
So
perfect, man. I was itching to hear about it. At the literally the morning after, I like jumped on socials. I was like looking at all your stories and Kelsey's. I was like trying to find what I could find. I was so pumped, and so this has been a treat, man. Just hearing it from you, man, and getting to see the passion. And dude, honestly, all the takeaways too. Like the learning experience was massive. I mean, this has been an hour plus long, pretty much you sharing your learning experience. And so there's a lot to take away from 6 minutes of 3 rounds of boxing. So thanks for sharing with me, man.
thanks, man. Yeah, I know. I think there were some glitches here and there with communication, but I think we got it all. We got it all figured out.
It's all
So,
good. It's all we
um,
roll with them, man. Ain't
yeah,
no thanks.
bro, I
Yeah.
appreciate you, and you've helped with just encouraging me for either like eating right, training right, having a good mindset. So, shout out to you as well.
Thanks, brother.
Shout out to,
I love you, man.
amen, brother.
I love you,
Amen, brother.
man.
Love you
Let's do
too,
it
brother.
again soon.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
All right. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir.